Hey guys, it's Simeon. This is Wrestling Unlimited as we are here on the, what's the day's date? The 11th of May, 2021 to talk about everything that went down tonight on NXT. I really enjoyed tonight's show. I thought I had some great matches. The main event was just super fun. I really loved the main event of this match tonight because Shida and Santos Escobar, and we're going to get into that. I want to say first, thank you for joining me here, twitch.tv/PW Unlimited, or over on youtube.com/Pro Wrestling Unlimited. And if you are watching on Twitch, you can help us out a couple of different ways, either by hitting that donate button down below or donating Twitch bits in the live chat. Also, remember, you can subscribe to us right here on Twitch, either with a tiered subscription or for free, just like New Jeffrey did yesterday with Amazon Prime, because if you have Amazon Prime, then you have Prime Gaming. With Prime Gaming, you get one free subscription to any Twitch channel that you want to subscribe to throughout the month, and I'd greatly appreciate it if you use that one subscription on us right here, Pro Wrestling Unlimited. On the flip side of things, if you're watching on YouTube, you can help us out a couple of different ways as well. You can help us out in the live chat with either a super chat or a super sticker donation. All super chat donations do get read live on the air. And remember, you can also subscribe to the channel as a channel member. Right down next to where it says subscribe, it also says join. You get early access to news, exclusive news that is, early access to non-news non-news videos, podcast. You get an emoji you get emojis you can use, and you can get a badge next to your name as well. And remember, the best way to support us is going over to patreon.com/PW Unlimited. But with that, we've got NXT to talk about. Also, remember, guys, if you want to be part of tonight's show, you can do so by texting in to 510-906-1341. Again, that number is 510-906-1341. We're going to throw the poll up right now while a few more of you jump in. What did you think of tonight's NXT? Liked it. It was all right. I didn't like it. So the same poll up on YouTube. Liked it. It was all right. Didn't. All right, we got the polls going. One poll live on YouTube, one poll live on Twitch. We'll get to those in a while. NXT started off with basically a rundown of the big stuff we're going to see tonight. Show opened up with a non-title match, though, between Karrion Kross and Austin Theory. And I'm just going to say it right now. I say this all the time, but it's because I mean it. Karrion Kross and Scarlett just come off as one of the best acts in professional wrestling. It's like you've got big, scary, no one can keep me down, just brawler, bruiser, beat 'em up guy with the hot chick that you're not suspecting to be as wacky and not wacky, but as wild and crazy as she is, as far as being willing to do anything to help her guy get to the top and stay at the top. So I think they're a really good act together. Of course, he took on Austin Theory, who was with Johnny Gargano, and Kross was dominant from the start. At first, Austin didn't want to get into the match. Finally, he did get into the match, and Kross hulked up after Theory delivered a fall-away slam on Kross. Kross exploded into a volley of two Saito suplexes, then hit a Doomsday forearm strike. Theory was already out when Kross locked in a choke. The ref stopped the match. So, referee stoppage, submission victory for Karrion Kross. During this match, it was announced that next week on NXT, we will see the North American Championship on the line when Johnny Gargano defends his title against Bronson Reed. More on that later. After this match ended, though, Kross was in the ring with Scarlett, and all of a sudden, boom, there's Finn Balor. Finn goes, I want my rematch. And Kross goes, I want it too. 2 weeks. So in 2 weeks, Karrion Kross will defend the NXT Championship against Finn Balor. That should be a really good match, just like it was back at TakeOver. We get a video from earlier in the day. Leon Ruff barges into William Regal's office, and I loved this. I absolutely loved this. He goes, I want a match tonight. Regal goes, you're not getting a match tonight. He goes, I want to compete. And Regal goes, no, you got your ass beat last week. He goes, I knew you were going to say that, so I went to medical, and they cleared me. They said, I'm fine. I'm good to go. And Regal goes, I know you went to medical, but I still don't think it's wise for you to compete tonight. You're not going to have a match. And Leon Ruff, for lack of better terms, does throw somewhat of a fit. But it's that passion that it's like, no, I want to compete as much as possible. So next up, we had a tag team match. It was MSK, Wes Lee and Nash Carter against Breezango, Tyler Breeze, and Fandango. This was good early on, but it went to a break like a minute and a half in. Right before the break, they did a spot that involved the referee doing a drop down and a leapfrog, and they paid too much attention on this ref, and I kind of didn't care for that. After the break, Lee was doing some flips. Fandango cut him off, though, and Fandango used a Falcon Arrow for a near fall. Carter jumped in to break up the pin. MSK had a series of double team moves for a 2 on Breeze. Fandango then used a spear to break up the pin. A brawl erupted, and the champs were rocked with super kicks. Carter went on to hit a springboard out of nowhere and a moonsault to the outside. The champs then executed a heart attack blockbuster combo, and Carter covered Breeze for the pinfall victory. Breezango then shook hands with MSK afterwards, showing sportsmanship, but they weren't happy in defeat. And commentary kept playing up how they were screwed out of the tag titles, haven't really actually gotten another shot for the tag titles, and they've been on a losing streak. And Fandango did not look happy here. I'm like, ooh, are they going to break them up? Fandango's going to turn heel and eventually turn on Breeze? I got vibes of that. I don't know if that's what they're doing, but I got some vibes of that for sure. Johnny Gargano did a little comedy skit. He barged into Regal's office. And the bit ended with Gargano breaking Regal's pencil. Cool, whatever. NXT TakeOver, that is, the next one, will be on June 13th. It will be in your house, live on Peacock, and it'll be hosted by Todd Pettengill. So this is the second annual NXT TakeOver in your house. Everrise made a cameo on television, whatever. Okay, cool. Pete Dunne comes out with Oney Lorcan. And he says, you know what? Karrion Kross, you've been ducking me. I want to challenge you for the title. I know you won't give me that shot, so I'm issuing an open challenge right now for anybody. Prove me wrong that I'm not the best in NXT. I'm not the best in the world. And Leon Ruff would come out and attack Dunne from behind. Wade Barrett on commentary noted that Ruff was not medically cleared, even though we knew he was, because he said earlier he was, and Regal earlier even said he was, so that was kind of a what the hell. But then this ended up ending up in a match with Pete Dunne and Leon Ruff. Match didn't really go that long, and basically, after everything I said about Leon Ruff earlier, oh, he's just as good as anybody on the brand. He doesn't get used to just get his ass beat by people. What happened here? He got his ass beat by people, by Pete Dunne. Pete Dunne beat his ass so hard that the ref stopped the match. Yeah. I mean, Leon Ruff did get a lot of offense. I'm not taking anything away from Leon Ruff's, what's the word I'm looking for? Portions of this match. I don't know what I'm trying to say. But it was just like, oh, no. Oh, no. Leon Ruff literally got beat because the ref stopped the match because he was getting his ass beat too much. Not good. Not good for Leon Ruff, that is. Legado del Fantasma cut a promo on Kushida ahead of their Cruiserweight title match tonight. Kushida will defend the title in a 2 out of 3 falls match against Escobar. And I forgot to mention, after MSK's match, they got into the camera and go, Legado del Fantasma, we're right here if you want to challenge us. We're ready. So that match is coming soon. We then got a video saying that the world premiere of Frankie Monet is coming in 2 weeks. The announcers plugged that this will be her debut inside the CWC. So we're finally going to see Frankie Monet in her first match in NXT. And boy, am I excited. I'm going to say it right now. Frankie Monet, Taya Valkyrie, whatever you want to call her. I personally think in the ring, she is one of the best female wrestlers. I don't know if I can say in the world because there's some great female wrestlers in Japan. But I want to say one of, if not the, that's tough. I think she's one of the best in North America. I'm going to say that right now. I think Frankie Monet, the former Taya Valkyrie, is one of the best female wrestlers in all of North America. I'm going to say that right now. I'm going to put it out there. You don't have to agree with me. But that's my opinion. So next up, we had Raquel Gonzalez defending the NXT Women's Championship against Mercedes Martinez. The match was good and hard-hitting, but I don't think it was great or really good. It was just good. I thought there was a lot left to desire. A lot more could have happened in this match, and it could have been a lot better. The brawl started quickly as the bell rang and they spilled to the outside. They were brawling as they went to a picture-in-picture. Not long after the break, Martinez had Gonzalez trapped in the ropes. Martinez with a draping, twisting neckbreaker on Gonzalez. Martinez then followed this up with a spear on the apron. The champion was reeling, but she kicked out at a 2. Traded strikes. Powerbomb into a headshot that cut off Martinez. When Martinez kicked out at 2, they traded more strikes and near falls. Martinez countered Gonzalez when Gonzalez went for the finish, or went for her finisher. Martinez then delivered a running knee strike and a suplex for another 2. Gonzalez fired up with a boot to the face, and Gonzalez with her signature powerbomb on Martinez. Gonzalez went for the cover, and Martinez did not kick out. So, yeah, Raquel wins. Both women tried, but I just never got into this match. They pushed this as a main event worthy match, a takeover worthy match, but I literally never got into this match at any point. I was just like, this is good. I didn't see anything get messed up. Both women looked like they were solid, but I was never invested. I was never sucked in. I was never meant to feel like this is a championship match. It just felt like another match on NXT. And that's not what this match was supposed to feel like. But to me, that's what it did. Felt like just another match in NXT. And that's unfortunate. That's very, very unfortunate. Johnny Gargano and Austin Theory were seen leaving a locker room. Cameras go in, and apparently they had attacked Bronson Reed. Security ordered the way to leave the building. Swerve then shows up with his new faction. Scott was flanked by who he assumed was AJ Francis. He gets a new name. Ashanti the Adonis and B-Fab. B-Fab. I'm going to say it right now. I don't get it. I don't like it. They didn't hit anything for me. They do a promo later we'll talk about that I thought was very wooden. They were trying too hard to play characters. It was super, super scripted. And it just didn't vibe. I didn't vibe with it. It didn't feel like authentic. It felt like they were all just actors trying to play roles. And they overacted in some spots. And then we'll get to it. We'll get to it. But I don't get this at all. I don't like it at all. They're called Hit Row. Sure. Cameron Grimes did a skit where he's trying to buy a house. They said house starts $2 million. So he bids $2 million. Then he gets outbid. He bids more and he gets outbid. And he bids more and he gets outbid. And we know who's outbidding him. But he goes, who the heck is back there outbidding me? Finally, the guy just goes, $20 million. And he goes, $20 million? This house ain't worth no $20 million. He goes, I'm out. He can have it. And he goes, who is it that paid $20 million? And it was, well, Ted DiBiase. So he does the whole, Ted DiBiase! And Ted DiBiase tells him, there's always a price. for the $1 Million Man. Then Grimes basically challenged him to a match. He goes, all right, Ted DiBiase, you and me right here, right now. Let's go. I don't know what in the blue hell this is leading to, but I doubt Ted's going to have a match with fucking Cameron Grimes. Zoe Starks cuts a promo on Toni Storm. Basically said that she used to look up to Toni Storm, and, well, they're going to have a rematch next week. Stork won their prior encounter in what was called an upset. Then we had Kyle O'Reilly and Oney Lorcan. Some great grappling early on. They grappled some more with some strikes involved as well. Dunne was at ringside and distracted O'Reilly, which allowed Lorcan to hit O'Reilly with a sneak attack. The show went to commercial break with O'Reilly selling the sneak attack. As we came back after the break, O'Reilly soon made a comeback. He dropped Lorcan with the brainbuster. O'Reilly then finished the match with a Bobby Eaton flying knee, and O'Reilly covered Lorcan for the pinfall. So the two were attacking Kyle O'Reilly, Pete Dunne, Oney Lorcan, when none other than Bobby Fish would return and make the save. Lorcan and Dunne attacked Bobby Fish, cleared house, and helped O'Reilly to his feet. He looked at Kyle and said, hey, I know you're doing your own thing right now. I've got some unfinished business. I'll see you down the road. So if you don't remember, in War Games, Bobby Fish was injured. That's where he's been. So his unfinished business is with Pete Dunne and Oney Lorcan because they injured him, put him on the shelf for 6 months. So Bobby Fish is back. I don't know how often he's actually going to get used, but we'll see. He wants to do something with goddamn Oney Lorcan and Pete Dunne. Wacky video played for The Way, just to basically say, hey, they're the new women's tag team champions. Bronson Reed then made an announcement saying that he went and spoke to Regal. He said that The Way is getting on his nerves, and the only way to keep The Way out is that next week, the North American title match, well, that match is a cage match. Solid steel cage. I did miss the whole Swerve stuff. We'll go back to it. So, Swerve's in the ring. He's flanked with Ashanti the Adonis, AJ Francis, and B-Fab. He's sitting on a chair talking about who they are and what they've been and how he's changed over the last 6 months. He thought he had to be the nice guy and this and that, and none of that actually worked for him. Then he announces his crew, his gang, his entourage. First off, not AJ Francis. Well, he is AJ Francis, but he's going by the name Top Dollar. Like, what? Top Dollar. And he goes, tell him why they call you Top Dollar. Top Dollar. And he says something about from A&E to WWE and NXT, I always make top dollar. And he goes on and he raps and raps and raps, and I just couldn't get into it. Then Ashanti the Adonis tries to say something, and Top Dollar cuts him off. And then Fab B, or B-Fab, whatever you want to call her, she starts saying she's the best female in all of wrestling. She seems like a Jade Cargill knockoff, but yeah, this didn't hit for me at all. And then basically they go, we don't just make the hits, we are the hits, because we're Hit Row. It seemed way too scripted, did not at all come off like genuine, authentic. It literally felt like a bunch of people acting, trying to play roles that are not them. And maybe it is them. Maybe some of them, maybe AJ Francis, and I think he does. Top Dollar AJ Francis does rap. He's done, I've seen it on his Twitter. But it just came off like he was reciting lines. And same with Swerve. We've seen Swerve cut some great promos, but Swerve also just felt like reciting lines. So this just did not work. I did not like this one iota at all. Give me 1 second, guys. My notes have seemed to freeze on me. Let me see here. Here we go. Okay, got it. That was weird. It all froze up. I had to literally close the Chrome browser, reopen it, open Google Docs. It's a whole thing. We go to our main event. It's a 2 out of 3 falls match for the NXT Cruiserweight Championship. Kushida defending against Santos Escobar. The bell rings and Escobar unloads on Kushida, sending him to the floor. The referee is distracted by Escobar, allowing Wilde and Mendoza to attack the champ on the outside when the NXT Tag Team Champions MSK would fly in out of nowhere and attack Wilde and Mendoza, taking them all down. Eventually, the referee goes, "Hey, I can't have any of this going on in ringside. Y'all banned, get the hell out." After commercial break, Escobar dropped Kushida with a kick. Escobar grounded Kushida and applied a leg submission. Escobar kept control in the corner and took Kushida up to the top. Escobar climbed up backwards and dropped Kushida ribs first on the top turnbuckle. Escobar turned Kushida over with a modified Boston Crab on the top of the steel steps. The referee warned that he was going to count them out. Escobar brings Kushida back into the ring, but Kushida kicks his leg out. Escobar keeps control, though, and pounds on Kushida some more. Escobar applies a surfboard submission in the middle of the ring. Escobar turns it into another submission in the middle of the ring. He pulled back on Kushida's face, and he was just wrenching this in. Escobar then got a 2 off of that. Escobar with some hands in the corner. Kushida fought back with some rights of his own. Escobar with a knee strike and a kick to take Kushida back down. Escobar worked Kushida over again and again and again as the fans begin to boo. Escobar kicked away while Kushida was still down. Escobar with some more right hands. Kushida at one point hit a springboard back elbow. Kushida with an arm drag and a low drop kick as the fans began to cheer. Escobar dodged a right hand and nailed a knee. Escobar followed this up with a phantom driver to get the pin and the first fall of the match. So we get the first fall, and the announcers go to send it to commentary when Kushida locks in an armbar, and they go, "Wait, don't send it to break." And Escobar eventually taps out from the arm breaker. So we're 1-1. We go to break. When we come back, Wade goes, that was very smart on Santos Escobar for tapping out as quickly as he did. Tapping out that quickly, he knew he wasn't going to put himself at any disadvantage because he was already up 1, so it only tied everything. But at the same time, tapping out so quickly got him out of the submission and any actual real major damage being done to that arm and elbow. So I like that Barrett, I guess you could say, explained why Escobar tapped so quickly. So after the break, Kushida kept control, working on Escobar's arm. He spilled the outside at one point, and the fans started chanting for NXT. Kushida focused on the arm, but Escobar rams him into the barrier to break the hold. He returned to the ring, and Kushida keeps working the arm even more. Escobar counters and drops Kushida Kushida's neck over the top rope. Kushida falls to the floor, and Escobar runs the ropes and nails a big, huge suicide dive. Escobar brings him back into the ring and gets a 2 count off of it. One more back and forth action goes on until Escobar catches Kushida as he flies for a hoverboard lock. Escobar rolls Kushida for a 2. Escobar comes right back with the big leg lariat to the jaw. A tangle in the middle of the ring with several close calls. Escobar comes close to getting the pin but can't get it. They keep going back and forth as they collide in the middle of the ring. The fans start chanting, "This is awesome," as both are down in the middle of the ring. They both slowly get to their feet as the referee's checking on them both. They get up and Kushida goes to the top rope. Escobar works him over in the corner, though. Escobar slaps Kushida and climbs up for another phantom driver, but Kushida fights back. Kushida repositions while on the top. Kushida brings them back to the mat with a big slam from the top. Kushida then goes for the hoverboard lock, and the fans pop as Escobar fades, but he rolls over. Kushida keeps the hold locked on as Escobar resists. Escobar finally gets to the bottom rope, and the hold is broken for the most part. Escobar ramps Kushida back into the corner, but Kushida, that is, got Escobar's arm. Kushida launches Escobar into the turnbuckle to separate them. Kushida with a modified Dragon Sleeper, though, in the middle of the ring, holds the bridge and pins Santos Escobar to retain the Cruiserweight Championship. After the match, the music hits, the fans cheer, and Kushida stands tall with the Cruiserweight Championship. We get a number of replays. Kushida continues to celebrate, posing with the belt. Escobar then sits up against the barrier at ringside, shaking his head. Kushida taunts Escobar with a belt as the announcers hype up next week's show. NXT goes off the air with Kushida raising the title as the fans chant his name, Kushida, Kushida, Kushida. I thought this main event was absolutely amazing, super fun. I enjoyed the crap out of it. But now I want to know what you guys thought. What did you think of tonight's NXT? Let me know by texting in to 510-906-1341 as we check the polls. The Twitch poll. 80% of you thought NXT was just all right, with 20 liking the show. As far as the YouTube poll does go, if I can get it to pop up here. Come on, YouTube. Come on. There you go. 75% of you liked tonight's NXT on the YouTube chat. 20% thought it was all right. And actually, 3% of you did not like tonight's NXT. But now, take it to the text messages. First says, do you see Bobby Fish turning on Kyle O'Reilly sometime soon? No. They wouldn't have done the whole, I got stuff I got to do, you do you. Yeah. If they were to ever feud, it ain't going to be anytime soon. First says, do you think Ted DiBiase and Cameron Grimes stuff leads to... Personally, I would like to see Ted Jr. come back and his first feud with Cameron Grimes in the $1 Million Championship. I don't know, because I don't know if Ted Jr. even wants to get back into wrestling. That would be a perfect way to continue this with Ted DiBiase, because Grimes ain't going to wrestle DiBiase. So to bring in Ted Jr., that would be perfect. But who knows if he's even been training? Who knows the last time he's been in a ring? Who knows if he even has a desire to get back into the ring? First, I thought NXT was a great show tonight, and I thought the main event was great. Also, fun fact today, I met Dave LaGreca, host of Busted Open on Sirius. Cool. Awesome. This person says, I could see a breakup happening between Fandango and Tyler Breeze. Yeah, I said the same thing. What do you think the plans are for Adam Cole now? Well, I know Vince wants him on the main roster, so we'll see. Do you think Bronson Reed will hit the tsunami splash off the top of the cage? There's a chance, but I highly doubt it. Or says, do you think a Fatal 4-Way match at In Your House will happen for the NXT Championship? No. I mean, it's not, because Finn's already going to be out of the picture next week. Or in 2 weeks when he challenges and loses. I think he's going to lose. Or says, do you think Bobby Fish does... What do you think Bobby Fish does in NXT since UE is broken up? Does he and Kyle remain tag team? No. They already said they're going their separate ways. And his first deal is he wants revenge on Pete Dunne and Oney Lorcan for injuring him back at War Games. Or says, do you think Johnny Gargano will steal William Regal's brass knuckles? Ooh, I didn't think about that, but what an idea. That would be phenomenal. I would love to see him use the brass knucks in the ring. William Regal's knucks, like Regal realizes his knucks are missing. Boy, that would be a great idea, but I do think Bronson Reed wins next week. And if Johnny's going to use the knucks, he can't lose. You know, knock him out. Bronson Reed that tough that brass knucks don't knock him out? We'll see. And the person says, do you think Bronson Reed wins next week? I think it has to. He's not getting another shot to just lose again to Johnny. I also think it's time. Johnny doesn't need the belt. Go with somebody else. Johnny's going to be perfectly fine. But with that, guys, I want to say thank you for joining me here. Twitch.tv/PW Unlimited. Also, thank you for watching here on YouTube. YouTube.com/Pro Wrestling Unlimited. Remember to follow us on social media. Facebook.com/Pro Wrestling ULTD. Remember to follow us on Instagram by searching for Pro Wrestling Unlimited. And follow us on Twitter @PW Unlimited. Also, remember to follow our website, pwunlimited.co, to be just like the almost 700 people that have turned on notifications for our website already. And if you want to directly support us, you can do so at patreon.com/PW Unlimited. Remember, guys, we will be live again tomorrow night for the live edition of AEW Dynamite. Have a great rest of your night, and I'll see you guys tomorrow for AEW. Have a good one.